Today we're going to do this cute, adorable seahorse. What's better than the sea and a horse together? And it can be any color that you want, but we got to go get some stuff to get ready for our project. So you need some watercolor paper. It could be heavy drawing paper, but it doesn't work as good as watercolor paper. Get your table protector. You always got to have that. And we need our watercolor set, a pencil, an eraser, some oil pastels, or if you don't have those, crayons, a Sharpie marker or any kind of permanent marker, a bowl of water, put that over there, and your trusty old wash rag for any kind of dabbing or disasters you might have. Sometimes we got some disasters, so it's good to have that on hand. So go get all your stuff and come right back. Get yourself a comfy chair, and we're gonna draw and paint together. Our seahorse has a lot of different shapes. So we're gonna start with shapes, and I'm gonna draw dark, and I want you to draw light. So what I mean by that is, and I draw this a lot. Oh, look how sharp my pencil is. That's just a little too sharp. I don't really like it like that, so this will help. So this is dark. We don't need to do dark, okay? This is light. I have to draw dark so that you can see it on the camera, but I would prefer that you draw light so that, oops, I gotta find my spot, so that we know that we can erase. Because if you draw dark, oh my goodness, you folks, it is the hardest thing in the world to erase. So let's start off. Let me move some stuff out of the way here. I'm right-handed. I put all my stuff on my right side because I'm right-handed. Let's start off with our seahorse's head. A circle. Just go with a circle. And sometimes what I do is I go around a few times to get that circle going on. Okay? From the circle, we're going to come down and we're going to go like this with a little bit of a line like this. Boop. Okay. Then we're going to come down and we're going to go in a big curly Q. Boop. Oh my goodness, that looks like the letter G. I love the letter G because that's the first letter of my first name. For those of you who don't know, my first name is Gabrielle. They call me Miss Heidi though, because that's my last name. All right, here we go. We're going to start on the end of our tail, and we're going to come skinny, 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 getting fatter, getting fatter, getting fatter, getting fatter, getting fatter, going all the way up to here like a wormy. Yeah, like a wormy. Now I'm seeing this area here, and that's the tummy area. I want to make this a little bit fatter. So I'm going to go fatter here, and I'm going to go skinnier here. So sometimes I draw over my lines, but you can check yours. Now that's something I'm going to want to fix right now. So I'm going to take my eraser, and I'm going to fix it. So anything you want to fix right now, now's a good time to try and fix it. Remember I said if you draw light, you'll be able to erase a lot easier than me. Okay, so I'm looking pretty good. I think so. I got it going on here. Oh, yeah. I can fix it with the pen too. So anything you don't like when we go over it later, you can fix with the pen. Now, seahorses have a really long nose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up here on this head, and I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to come right in here. Wait a minute. Let's go like this. Let's put a little oval. I don't know if you can see that little oval right there. And then I'm going to come in, and this is going to be the cheekbone, just like this. Now this area here, I don't want that. There goes my pencil. I am going to erase that. Erasing. For those of you who know, you know I don't like erasers because sometimes kids worry about being perfect. Don't worry about it being perfect. Just get it on there. All right, I'm gonna erase a little bit of this back line here. A little bit. There we go. Oh, looking better already. Okay. I think I want to put my tummy area on. I want mine to have a tummy. So I'm going to come like this, around like that. So that's kind of an oval. And then they have like these curvy lines. Curvy. A little bit of a curve. Don't go crazy on the curve. Although if you go crazy on the curve, that works out too. Okay. Everybody draws their own way. So I just make suggestions. You can change things up. I want a big cheek right here. So I'm going to put a cheek. Okay. And I like cute eyes, but you can make your eyes. Kids ask me all the time, how can I make my eyes however I want? Of course you can. You can make anything the way you want. So I'm going to put a big ovally, I like ovally eyeballs on this one. And then the inside right like this. But you know what, you guys? I'm not going to color that in pencil. I'm going to do it in pen. And I'm going to save a little spot for a sparkle. You might have more than one sparkle. And I want to do eyelashes. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the other eye over here. Just a little bit. And a little bit of eyelashes. If you don't want eyelashes, don't put any eyelashes. And then I'm going to put a little smile. Starting from the beginning. And then up. Boop. Okay. Now seahorses have kind of like a spiky thing on their back, but I'm not going to make it too spiky. Well, kind of spiky. All right. So you kind of go up and down and up and down and up and down. And as you get closer to the tail, try to make them a little bit smaller. It's going to get trickier here. So I have to turn my paper and I'm going to go up and down and up and down and turn my paper again. I don't know about you guys, but I can't draw upside down as good as I should. Up and down. I'm getting smaller. It's getting so much smaller. Oh my goodness. That is getting small. Oh my goodness. So I went bigger to smaller. Oh, keep it in the frame. All right. Now I want to put the curve lines on my body, but I'm going to line them up with, let's see, what am I going to line them up with? I guess I'll line them up with these curves here, like this. And I'm just going to go like this. Curve, 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 curve. I can do curves upside down. I just can't do the other thing. So I went all the way around with my curves. Okay. Let's see. This seahorse needs to get around some. Oh, they're so cute. I don't know if you ever get a chance to go to the aquarium, but sometimes they have them there and they're just adorable. Sea dragons are really cool too. Anyway, so he has to be able to get around some way. Okay. They can't go with no fins, so we're going to put our back fins on. And I'm going to put them starting on the back right here. And I'm going to come up and down and back in. Now see how that overlaps that little area there? I got to take that off. I got to take that off, people. You can make them even smaller if you want. They're kind of cute when they're really small. And then I'm going to put another one here. Just part of one, because that's on the other side. Okay? And then I'm going to put some lines. 1, 2, 3 lines. Oh, that's cute. That's real cute. Oh, we're going cute. Yay. All right, let's put our seaweed on. And our seaweed, I'm going to do the easy one first. Look, you go like this. Squiggle, 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 point. Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle down. Okay. Now before you get ahead of me here, we're going to put one here that he's kind of holding on to with the tail. Okay. So you're going to put part here. Okay. It's going to come up here. Over It's going over the tail there. It's going to come down over the tail and down, and then we have to take this part of the tail off. Kind of holding on. If you want to even bring your tail around like this, like you could even extend your tail if you want to. Let me see, I'm going to make my tail a little bit longer so it comes back around. Okay. Sometimes this part gets a little bit confusing for kiddos. So what's on top and what's behind? So this is on top. Okay, so he's kind of holding on. And they like to hold on to things. You know, I guess it gives them a place to rest. I'm going to put another seaweed over here. If it goes behind, remember you got to pick up that pencil. Keep those eraser shavings on your desk protector, your table protector. Let's put some bubbles. Bubbles, I love bubbles. So big bubble right here, and they get smaller as they go up. Small bubbles. Ooh, that looks so good. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to outline with our permanent marker. I have a Sharpie. Let me move this out of the way. Way you tell, I always do this. Test it out. Take your finger with some water. If it doesn't smear, people, if it doesn't smear, then it's a Sharpie marker, a permanent marker. Now what we got to do is we got to outline everything. All right, so take your cap, put it on the end, and ready, go. Start outlining. Now when I outline, I try to stay on the lines, but it's next to impossible for me. It is good for your brain though to try and drive on the lines. And it does make you have more of a steady hand. Okay. Steady hand is good. But why, Miss Annie? Why do I want a steady hand? Well, you want a steady hand because it's good for so many things that you do. Kids will tell me all kinds of different jobs you need to have a steady hand. Oh my goodness, if you're going to be a doctor, a dentist, oh gosh, please have a steady hand if you're a dentist, especially if you're my dentist, especially if you're my doctor. You need a steady hand to play sports, to play an instrument, to sew, to cook. Come all the way around. Now, sometimes kids need to work on their steady hands because they're young. But guess what? When you get old like me, you still need to work on your steady hands. It's called your fine motor skills. So what we want to do is we want to keep those fine motor skills working good for us our entire life. I'm just going to come around in a big circle there. All right, and then when you do your eye, don't forget to leave yourself a spot for your sparkle. Okay, you want to have a little bit of a sparkle. Some kids even do more than one sparkle. That's always impressive. My marker is always so fat, I can't ever do it. I got to be honest with you guys. I think kids are better artists than I am. But I got the ideas and I got the camera, so here we are. All right, here we go. So when you get older, maybe you will be doing this. Talking to kids about steady hands. Okay, go around like this. Get all those pencil lines. Try not to skip any. Do a good job. Now sometimes kids will go faster than me. And if you're going faster than me, then you need to slow your roll, folks. That means you driving way too fast through downtown. Woohoo! Slow down. It's not a race, and we want to do a really good job. Boop. Boop. And hey, you know what? Let's put a line down the middle of our seaweed, just to make it look more seaweedy. There are so many different varieties of seaweed. Oh my goodness. All right. Now, before we put this marker away, let's sign our name. Now, some of you know cursive. I do like a cursive printing name. You just kind of go like this. I always write my last name, but you can write your first name. And then I like to write the year. Write the year over here. Take your cap. Get the cap back on the marker, otherwise he's gonna die. All right, and grab your eraser and go like this. Big erasing marks. Big erasing marks. Go back and forth. Get them. Get all those pencil marks. Hopefully your marker doesn't smear. If your marker smears, you know you don't have a permanent marker. And then you're back to square one. If you don't have a permanent marker, oh my goodness, I did not address that. Then don't do the outlining part right now. What you can do is you can outline a marker after your painting dries. I do that all the time. I have all different kinds of pens that I use, and I love to use them on top of paintings. Ugh, you are working your large motor skills now. Get those muscles working. Get those muscles working. It's like an art workout. Ah, mine's getting away from me. Okay, now look at all this mess. That is a lot of mess. Do not throw that on the floor, people. We will be banned from doing art. Put it on your table protector. And then take it. I like to go like this. I make one little pile. So after our lesson, I can pick this up and take it over to the trash can. And then I don't gotta vacuum the house again. Okay? Now, let me get that right in there. We're gonna do some color next. I forgot my oil pastels here. I happen to like oil pastels, but you can also use crayons. And I want you to pick two colors. Two colors for your seahorse. Now, let me just tell you about your colors first. I don't suggest you pick blue because our water's gonna be blue. And I don't suggest you pick green because our seaweed's gonna be green. So, what are you thinking to yourself? You're thinking, well, what two colors do I need? Pick two colors that you think will get along with each other, and they're next to each other on the color wheel. So, yellow goes with orange, yellow goes with red, red goes with orange. These are all next, red and pink, pink and purple, purple and blue. You know how the color wheel goes. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. All right, so the blues, I already said don't pick those. The greens, I already said don't pick those. I don't know, I like bright colors, so I'm not going to pick that. But you know what? This is your project. I am going to pick pink and purple. But you pick what you want. Same thing for the crayons. Pick out the colors you want. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my colors. If they're oil pastels and they're dirty, people, you got to clean them off. Don't be working with all dirty oil pastels. Come on. Come on. All right. Now, I am going to just do my front side. My front side, look. Oh, this one's done on drawing paper. The front side and my fins pink, and then the rest of it I'm going to do purple. But I'm just outlining. I'm not coloring in the whole thing. So look, I'm going to go around my cheeks. I'm going to go around, ooh, watch out around your eyes. Around my head, and I'm going to stop. I'm going around my mouth and stop. I'm going to protect my eyes. Around my eye. I don't go over my eyelashes though. Look, watch. If you go over your eyelashes, look at how funky they get. They disappear. Look what you can do. This is so cool. Take your pencil and just clean them off. Oh my goodness. Pencil carves into oil pastel. It's the coolest thing ever. Just saying. All right, and then I'm going to come down the tummy, around my tummy. I'm going to go on my tummy lines. Tummy line, tummy line, tummy line. And then I'm going to do my fins, around my fins. Now the reason we do this, and push hard people, push hard. The reason we do this is so our colors stay where we want them to stay. You could skip this part totally. Well, Miss Heidi, I don't have that. Well, just skip this part. So what you can do is just not even do it. But you gotta be more careful with your paint. And I'm not that careful, so I'm gonna go around, and I like kind of this cool oil pastel look. And I'm gonna go around here. Going around, pushing hard. Go on my lines, my lines, my lines. Okay, oops, I gotta turn my picture. Too much stuff in the way. Now watch it, these oil pastels, they just smear. They smell like crazy. They smear, smear, smear. So smearsy. Around here, around there. Am I still, oh yeah, you guys can still see it. Sometimes I move my picture and you guys not even filming. And you're like, well, I can't see what she's doing. Well, I moved it back. You can see it now. I'm gonna go around here, around there. Ooh, that looks good. You looking good. Here, right here, right here, right here. Oh, that's really pretty. That's real pretty. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my yellow. Look at my yellow. My yellow broke into 2 pieces. And I could use this little one, but I'm gonna use this bigger one. So you kind of sometimes have to peel them. Peel, peel, peel. And I'm gonna come all the way down. Ooh, all the way down my seaweeds with some yellow. Yellow, 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 yellow. All the way down. Okay, and all the way back up. Wait a minute, Miss Heidi. Seaweed's not yellow. I know. See, I do the voices for you guys because you're not here with me, so I'll just pretend. Now I'm going to add the green. I love adding my colors. They blend. Ooh, that looks good. Put some green on there. I do the light green. And then I'm going to do a little bit of dark green. I like to layer my colors. I layer really hard. Ooh, I layer hard. Yes, I do. I layer really, really, really hard. And I go like this. All the way up. And all the way down. Woo! Oh, look, I broke a piece. Don't let those go on the floor, people. Now I'm going to get my dark green. Now, dark green, I'm just going to outline. Outline all the way down, wee, all the way down. And then you know what you could do too is on your dark green, you could do the middle part if you want. See how pretty that makes it? Ooh. Try not to go over your seahorse, so you gotta pick it up. You gotta pick it up, people. Take your foot off the gas. Oh man, I do this every single time. I break it. That's how hard I push. I'm a hard pusher. My oil pastels are broken. Oh my gosh. Don't throw them out though. Keep those broken pieces. Those are just as good. You just got to hold on to them better. Okay. And you guys have little fingers sometimes. And so they're a little bit easier. Me with my big old fingers, sometimes it's a little bit hard. Whew, that looks good. Now you're going to get all these crumbs, so take your crumbs. Look at all those crumbs I got off. Sometimes you can even just smush your crumbs into your thing, or you can push your crumbs in your pile of trash. All right, I want to make my bubbles show up, and I'm going to use a little bit of this light blue, a little bit. Just put a little bit on there. Watch, just a little bit. Little bit, little bit, little bit. Now what you do is you take your white. My white is so tiny. And you just color that whole bubble in really hard with white. Really hard. And it picks up the blue and it makes it kind of a really pretty bubbly blue. Delicious. Okay, and we just go like this and clean it off. And then we're going to paint. Ooh, I love painting time. Oops, look, my pastel was out of the box. Get it in the box. Do not let your pastels or crayons be all over the table, people. They roll off and somebody will step on them. How do I know this? I've stepped on so many. From myself. Okay, look. See mine? Mine are all put away. Put your supplies away. No big messes. No big messes. All right. I got to move my pencil, my Sharpie, my eraser. Hey, you know what I forgot to tell you to get? Oh my goodness, I'm so silly. I forgot to tell you to get a paintbrush. You were probably screaming at me on the video. Get a paintbrush, Miss Heidi. All right. I've got my paint set here. And I'm going to wake up my colors that I'm going to use. So that means I need to put water on them. That's why they call them watercolors. All right, so here we go. I'm going to use some blue. Yep. This time I'm going to use some green. Yeah. I want a kind of a turquoisey water, so watch what I do. I'm going to use some, ooh, there's a little hair right there. Ugh. Get this little hair out. I have cats, you guys. Cats. My cats walk across my art table all the time. All right, and I'm going to use some purple. Purple. Well, yeah, purple and the pink. I was putting water in the pink and saying purple. And look at me, I got a bonus blue over here. I got 2 blues. I don't know why this set has 2 blues, but it does. All right, so I woke up my colors, okay? And they're kind of what we call marinating. They're waking up. And so the first thing we want to do is we're going to paint our head. Let's paint our head. Whatever color your head and your tummy and your fins, whatever color that's going to be. Ooh, that's so pretty. Now, this set of mine, this particular set has the pink. If you want pink and you don't have pink, like pink, it doesn't look like pink, guess what? Red is pink. You just use a lot of water. A lot of water. Okay, I got my head done. Now I gotta do my tummy. Ooh. Oh, does that feel better? Tickles on the tummy. I like to make it a little bit darker at the top, but don't go super dark, you guys, because you go super dark. I said this every time. If you, oh, I'm gonna go a little bit darker up here too. If you go too dark, what happens is you'll get sticky with a lot of the watercolor sets, okay? So that looks pretty good. Get a little more water. I always go lighter and then I go darker if I want it darker. And so on my fins, these 2 fins, they look like wings, but they're fins. I'm gonna make the one on the back side a little bit darker than the one on the front side. So how do I do that? Well, what I do is I take my brush, tap it on here, take some of the paint off, just like that. That makes it lighter, gets a little bit more water. And then just my back one, I'm gonna add more color too, because it's darker over there. That's a shadow area. Oh, well, that makes it stand out more. Okay, wash your brush. We're gonna go to our second color. I gotta watch it with purple. Watch it with purple, people. Purple, people. Purple gets really dark really fast. And I'm gonna let my purple blend into my head here a little bit this time. It's gonna go up here. Those 2 colors get along, so I'm okay with that. Use the tip of your brush. Oh, look how dark it got right there. It looks like he's wearing a scarf. I'm gonna fix that. Now, what's interesting about seahorses, here's an interesting fact, is that it's the male seahorse that gives birth to the little babies. And it's amazing. I watched a whole video on it. Oh my goodness. They just have, when they decide to have kids, man, they have a lot of kids all at once. And the male seahorse is the one that kind of gives birth and then kind of pays attention to them. Kind of. There's so many kids. I don't know how he teaches them all to read, though. I tell you, that's a lot of kids. So, you have like 100 at a time. So, I don't know. I'll have to look into that. How do they do all their homework and stuff? That's a lot of homework. Oh my goodness, I got too dark right there. Art 911. Okay, I fixed it. Whew, that was close. Close call, people. Close call. I saved it though. If you get a 911, you can fix it with your brush by moving the puddle somewhere, or you can use your wash rag, or you can just call no, I'm just kidding. Don't call 911. That would be so bad. All right. So now, see how I made the tail a little bit darker? Think about where you can make it darker, but watch out for these puddle areas. I'm going to fix my puddle areas right now because we're going to put some water. We're going to paint our water, and that is, those two things can really mix together big time. Okay, so now I got my seahorse all painted with the color, and now I'm going to start on my water. But you know what, guys, what I'm going to do? Look what I'm going to do. Our picture's kind of going this way, and I'd have to go like this, and it's kind of hard to do. So I'm going to do my painting in sections. I'm going to start with this section here. Okay, get your water close. You're going to need a lot of water for this, folks. A lot of water. Okay, don't pour your water though. Look, I'm going to paint with water. I love painting with water first on especially watery areas because it makes it look so fluid. Fluid means watery. Okay, so I'm going to take some blue. Ooh, look at that. And it just runs. Kids say, Miss Heidi, how do you paint so fast? I cheat. I paint it with water first. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little dab of green in here. Ooh, so pretty. And I'm just going to let them softly blend together. Remember, you guys, we hold our paintbrush like this. Not like this. Not like this. And we never jab it. Oh my goodness. Don't do that. I'll start crying from way over here. All right, so I'm mixing my two colors together right on the page. Okay. I'm not mixing it in the tray. I'm just letting them run together. They're kind of just running together because I have a lot of water. Okay, I'm going to paint my next section, which is right here. It's a little more tricky, up to my bubbles. So I got to come down here with water. Now, some of you are like, oh, Miss Heidi, you don't need to paint with water. I just going to do it all myself. I'm not going to listen to directions. I'm just going to go. Well, you can do it that way. Of course you can do it that way. Well, let me just tell you, over all the years of painting, I have figured out a couple of tricks. Actually, my teachers taught me this. And this is called the wet on wet. And this will help your colors to blend together without getting as, shall we say, streaky messy. And it just makes your colors look so much better. There's a reason I tell you the lesson, people, is because I'm trying to teach you something. All right, here we go. Can you do things on your own? Of course you can. Let's see. I'm going to go with some of this again. Watch when I put it on. It just goes everywhere. There it goes. I'm not even doing anything. There it goes. I'm not even doing, look at this. I'm not even doing anything. And it's just running. Ooh, that's so pretty. I'm going to add some of this other blue, see what this other blue looks like. Oh, whoa, that one's dark. I didn't put any of that blue over here. I better put some over here. There we go. Oh, that's so pretty. Ooh, I'm mixing 3 colors now. I'm mixing my greens. Ooh, there goes my green. My turquoise, my lighter blue, which is not really, it's like a light blue. It's not a turquoise, really. And then I'm making it more turquoise by adding a little bit of this green to make it look like sea. Oh, you know, when you see that beautiful water like in Hawaii or the Bahamas or something like that, ooh, that is so pretty. All those different colors mixed. And if you just put enough water, oh my gosh, it will just blend together on its own. Like, you can just like walk away from it. I'm just tapping it and it's working for me. It's just blending. I just love it. Oops, I got a little watercolor on my tail. Gotta fix that. So I'm just going around. Ooh, that's so pretty. I love it. I could do this all day. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now sometimes your colors, because your paper bends, see how my paper is bending? They just roll right to the edge. You can just paint that puddle right onto the edge of your table protector. Just let it go. Okay, I like to move my puddles around sometimes, or sometimes I just let them dry like that, but you got to be patient and leave it on the table. Okay, here comes my danger zone. Look at in here. Oh my gosh, I have to use the tip of my brush Tipping my brush with my water. Oh, go slow. Okay, those of you fast drivers, take your foot off the gas and go slower, please. Those of you who are driving fast through downtown, I have a tiny area right here. Go slower. Take your time. Look for your white areas. Okay? Sometimes parents say to me, how come my student finished so early? That's because you were going too fast. So slow your roll. Art is supposed to be a relaxing, slow process. Not something we race through. Okay, so if you're telling me, oh, I'm done. Ooh, those aren't words I want to hear all the time. Sometimes I will tell you, okay, you need to move along. Sometimes it takes too long. But I have good news for you. If you ever get lost and you're like, oh my gosh, she is going too fast, good news is you can watch the video again and again and again. Okay, look, I just turned it upside down, okay? And I've got this big puddle right here. I'm not even going to deal with that right now. Actually, I am going to take some of that puddle and put it on my seaweed. It's kind of cool, you guys, if you can put some of this color on your seaweed, because your seaweed has those colors in it. So look, I can just move my puddle onto my seaweed to get rid of some of my white spots on my... Oh yeah, you can paint right over your seaweed. I forgot to tell you that. Okay. Because that's a cool thing to do. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Oh, I got a little white spot. Don't leave any white spots, because the white spots steal the show. So what I want white on my eyeballs, and I want a little bit of white on my bubbles, and that's it. I see some white down here on my tail. I'm going to try and get rid of that with a little bit of water. Okay, here we go. We're going over. Oh, I went over my eyeball. Oh, no. Don't worry about it. I can fix it. I can fix it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to paint this, and then I'll fix it with the paintbrush. Okay, so don't freak out. Like I was just being dramatic. I was being a drama. And to keep your colors looking pretty, you guys, you should wash your brush between dips. Okay, wash your brush between dips. Now see how I went right over that eyeball? I was driving after I told you not to drive too fast through downtown. What did I do? I drove 100 miles an hour through downtown. Now look, I got to clean this off. So I'm going to take my brush and do the best I can, and looks like it is not all the way coming off. I'm going to clean my bubbles up too. Clean your bubbles up. Okay, and I'm going to turn it again. Oh, I'm bringing my trash with me. Okay, and then I'm going to paint this area right here. Painting. I love painting. Painting. You can go over your seaweed. Now, the older you get, okay, the older you get, often the more careful you become. So as artists, okay, you're going to start noticing, hey, how come they're taking so long? Well, because they're starting to notice where they kind of could make things better. So if you want to become a better artist, you have to kind of look at your art and say, where can I make that better? Where did I miss a spot? Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of green right along here. Okay, all along. I like to dab my colors. Okay, and as I turn it around like this, here's what I'm going to do now. Is I'm going to look for my little white spots that I missed. I missed a little white spot here. So I'm just going to take my paintbrush and dab a little bit of paint in my white spots. So now here's where you got to do. Put on those glasses. But I don't wear glasses. Okay, well, pretend like you're wearing glasses, magnifying glasses. And I want you to look closely at your painting. Look closely. Where is it too light? Where are there white spots? What can you do to make it look better? Our goal is not to say, I'm done. our goal is to get a painting that we enjoyed making. Okay, so now I've got all my white spots done. I'm going to put a little bit of extra color just to let it run. I've got some eraser dust up here that mixed with my paint. Don't get worried about those. When it dries, you just take your finger and you let those run. And I'm just going to add extra. So just take your brush and kind of tap it with a little bit of water to add some extra color. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. And you can just go around like this and get it all pretty. Ooh. My other one that I had that I showed you at the beginning of class, this one. This one's on drawing paper, so I couldn't do as much shading. But now look at, I add all these great colors. And if you want to experiment with color, one of my favorite things to do, you can ask your parents, is to use coffee filters. They're cheaper than watercolor paper, and it will teach you about mixing colors. And you can just get them wet and then put your colors on there, but make sure you keep your sets clean. All right, we got to wash our brush. Okay, take your brush, make it pointy. Okay, I've decided I gotta start telling you guys how to clean up your messes. Okay, so now we've got this all wet. Okay, if you want to, you can take your wash rag on your finger like this, and you can dab up some of the color. But sometimes I don't like to do that because it takes the color off. But sometimes you guys like to pick it up and show me. So I'm just going to dab the big ones. Okay. Now your watercolor set. Your watercolor set should be still clean, but if it's not, like you double dipped in your colors, look, this is how you give a watercolor set a bath. You take your clean brush and you wipe it around like this. I'm doing yellow so you guys can see. Look, I'm cleaning up yellow right now. Clean your face, yellow. Okay. Wash your brush, tap your brush, and then you can go to your next color. Clean it up, wash your brush, tap your brush, go to your next color, clean it up. You don't want to put them underneath the sink because sometimes what happens is it all goes down the sink. So you're going to take your brush, and we always make it back to pointy. Every artist loves a good pointy brush, and nobody likes the messy ones. Let me see if I can find a really messy one to show you. Oh, this one's so sad. I don't know if you can see the hairs on the camera, but oh my goodness. Oh, that one had a cat hair on it too. All right, so thanks for painting with me, artists. I can't wait to see your pictures. You can post them in our online art gallery, studioclaremont.com, and I had fun. Hope you did too.